Pokey pokey artichoke.
All right. Anybody here? Can you hear me? Sound off. Like you got a pair. All right. Anybody here? Can you hear me?
There you go.
Sound off. Like you got a pair. All right. Anybody here? Can you hear me?
Just gonna keep that going.
Wow.
Okay.
Judy's here. She says, "Hi, Uncle Buck, Kenny, and Presley."
Hello, Miss Judy.
Yep. Her brother's getting his heart cath tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Good.
They finally got approved by the insurance, by Medicaid. So he's getting his heart cath tomorrow, which is good news.
Brad Hergert said, "Yup."
Yep. Okay. Good. How many we got in here so far, Miss Presley?
10.
10. Well, that's pretty good.
10 in 94 seconds.
Never did ask any of my teachers to go to prom with me though, like Billy Bob did. 10.
R.I.P. Name that movie. Name that movie.
I can't.
Yeah.
You can't?
Hercules in Wyoming said, "Howdy, fellas."
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Okay. This is the things we're going to talk about tonight. Made a little list. Okay. First thing is that I worked the last 2 days and tried to kill myself, but I got the exhaust done on Bambaland. She is now purring like a kitten. She's not quiet. She sounds great, but she's not open headers no more, so I ain't afraid to drive her into town. And that got me thinking, and I got a call from a lift company, and I'm trying to make a deal. So that's a good question. If you guys had the opportunity to get a lift, would you go 4 posts or 2 posts? And I know what he's going to say. And I know what I'm going to say because I'm 4, he's 2. You know, because that's what he uses all day at his job is a 2-post. You know?
Yeah.
And I've just seen way too many videos of him falling off 2 posts. That I'm going to be by myself. Last thing I want to do is be under one for the next 5 hours until Christina decides, oh, where's Buck at? Okay.
Brad said Varsity Blues.
There you go. Yeah. 10. Effing 10.
I've seen that movie like twice, guys. He
Yeah,
also said 4 posts, but with wheels so they can be moved. Judy says, Thomas said, "Who told you he was getting his heart cath tomorrow?"
His brother.
I like the
messaged me today.
Wildfire 4 post. Didn't see it. Doesn't even need bolted down.
See, and I'm gonna bolt. I got a bay specifically. I'm gonna put it in. I'm not gonna have it move because I have 3 other bays to work out of. So I'm gonna bolt it down permanent so that I feel more comfortable with being around it too. Okay, got some good news. Mark, the owner of Will Say's Outlaw Drag Strip here in Salisaw, we are running the class. We're running it this Saturday. That's why I've been in such a push to get everything done on Bamaland because it is a legit radial street tire class. Tagged in insurance, all steel, all glass, all interior, no modified anything, no nitrous, no superchargers. It's just your hot rod in the garage, dust it off, bring it down, and make runs. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Starting Saturday, tech is 10:30 to 11 Saturday morning, and we're going to draw chips at noon and go from there. It's supposed to be a beautiful 65-degree sunny day. If you guys are anywhere near Fort Smith, Arkansas, which Salisaw is just 15 miles on the road from there, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys are out and about, come see us. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's $10 for spectators.
$10 for spectators. Yep. And it's really nice. And the great thing about small tracks, $10 for spectators means you can walk anywhere.
Yeah. You
can walk in the pits. You can talk to people, shake hands, ask questions. It's really it's family friendly. It's a great environment.
We grew up in it. It's the same cats that you grew up with every weekend,
Yeah, it ends up being that way, but it's not going to be like a every 2 weeks kind of deal. It's going to be every couple of months. So it's going to be 2 or 3 races, maybe 4 for the year, and so it's just going to be a lot of fun. I'm going. She's going on the trailer Friday night, and I'm going to go Saturday morning to work. I'm going, and with bells on because I have been out of the game drag racing for what, 10 years?
Longer than that.
Yeah, something like that. I haven't been that well. We went, what, 2 years ago? Went to Centerville
Yep.
and made one run. Christina made one run, and then on the first truck,
on Old Tex, and then the line tech was like, nope, you can't run.
because the power steering pump started leaking.
Yep.
And anyway, so I never got to run down drag strip in the first truck, but I'm going in Bamalam. And because I got a lot of little things to do, still got to adjust the front bumper and make brackets for the back bumper to get that on. But everything else it's tagged, it's insured, got gas in it, it's ready to go. And it sounds great now. It really does. It sounds great. Do you guys have anything like that around y'all's local area? Like anything like a legit street class where, it isn't like race cars dressed up to look like street cars? Do you guys have anything like that around y'all's areas? I mean, because I come up with the idea and Mark loved it, and apparently he liked it enough. He's looking for a street car.
Yeah.
He wants to trade some of his chassis in for a legit street car. So, and it's 1986 and older.
Yeah.
Nothing newer. No fuel injection, no throttle bodies. Yeah. Gotta have a carb on it. And it's got to be, the other thing was it's got to have been able to come ordered factory with the engine that's in it. No LS, no Coyote swaps, no swapping anything out. It's got to be a Ford engine in a Ford car. It's got to be a Chevy engine in a Chevy, Dodge in a Dodge. And if it didn't come with it originally, then you can't run it. You can't put a 632 cubic inch big block in a Monza or a Vega, because they never come out. They came out with small blocks. The Spiders and the Vegas came out with small blocks factory, but not a big block. So and the other thing is the street tires, 300 tread wear or better, which means that is the equalizing force on the whole thing. Is you got to learn how to run that car down an unprepped track, just like back in the day, going to your local spot and lining them up and going, and talking trash the whole time going, talking trash the whole time back. Yep. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to really do it. But I want to know what would you guys like to see? Who you want to see in the cab, outside the cab, side by side, pictures from the outside. What would it be that you guys would like to see from Saturday? Because, I'm pretty sure Christina will go with me, and we'll have lots of cameras out, so there'll be lots of stuff that we can record.
We'll have to see if one of the aunts will watch the boys.
Well, not Wyatt.
Well, gonna have to. The both of them.
Yeah.
Robert Ward said, "Good info, gents." And Judy said, "We have an old license plate off the camping trailer if you want it." Yes,
I do want it. Yes, I do. Yep, that's okay. That's the other thing is that I got California, Oklahoma, Arkansas now. You guys are supposed to have been sending me some. I haven't showed up yet. I've been checking the mailbox. But yeah, I would love to have.
Call Virgia.
Yeah, I can get a Kansas from Virgia.
Hercules says, "I like any view."
Any of you, good. Red, are you here tonight? Red, I've been emailing you pretty steady. I need your address so I can send you the giveaway torque wrench. If you're here, if you watch this, Red, I need your address. Email me with your delivery address, okay? So I can send it to you. Let me see what else we got going on. But yeah, before we get any farther, we cannot not mention the sponsors of this channel, which is B&A Engine Works out of Van Buren, Arkansas. Her information is down in the description down below. Remember, we are now we are Summit and JEGS. We're affiliates of Summit and JEGS. So if you guys are going to make any orders this spring, make sure and go through the link so that we can help out the channel a little bit. T-shirts are always available, and I've been getting a whole bunch of tools in. I don't know. I'm probably going to have some kind of giveaway, maybe late summer, and especially a giveaway for Christmas again. Let me see. I'm probably gonna go by Santana, by B&A, and pick up the big blocks, block, crank, pistons, rods, and start that process, which I will involve you in that one.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. Didn't do any work this week in the shop. I've been focused on getting the truck ready for the drag races. Let me see. Oh, I do have a question. Any you guys out there that are welders or guys have used a plasma cutter before? I had a company, Art Captain. I know you guys have seen it. It's been all over TikTok and Facebook and everything. Art Captain. They sent me one of those little portable plasma cutters, and I couldn't get it to run. I've used them many times. I was in the business for 20 years. I mean, I've used the plasma cutter even back in the 90s when they first come out. You know, it was, but this thing will only run for about a second and a half, 2 seconds, and it shuts itself off. And I got enough power. I got it plugged into 220, but it's just it'll pop, and in the middle of the cut it'll just shut off. And I can't get it fixed. I got a thing into them. They wanted me to send them a little video of what it was doing. I sent that to them today. I'm waiting to hear what they have to say about it. But have you guys ever had any problem like that with the plasma cutter? But it's a mystery to me. Everything else works great. And let me see. How was your week?
Pretty slow.
Pretty slow.
The back end of last week was pretty good. Got the training put in 4 hours, so
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good swap.
out and in 4 hours. So
Hercules is asking what plates are you needing?
all of them.
Everything.
He wants. So Hercules hasn't been here, so he's wanting to get at least all 50 states license plates
For a spot on the wall in the new shop.
Yes.
Yeah. I like I said, I have California because of them. I can probably talk to my sister. She lives in Kansas. Got Oklahoma's, got Arkansas. I could probably get Texas from Sherry or the family. Yep. But I mean, basically, East Coast to West Coast, the Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas area, Kansas, I got that covered. But I need anything else. If you got an old license plate, just put it in a bubble ope or put it in squash it between 2 pieces of cardboard and tape it up and put the P.O. box on it, and I'll get it. And you might even be able to send it media, which is really cheap. It's like a couple of bucks. And I would appreciate all of it because I would love to get all the 50 states on one wall, just line them up, and maybe by like move them around to where they're like kind of in the shape of the country. That'd be cool.
You can probably cut them out.
Yeah, I don't want to cut them. I mean, I just want to zip them in, just zip them in the wall. But I thought that'd be a cool idea. But let me see what else we got going on. Think of anything?
No, I finally got new tires on red.
That's right. Yep.
We didn't talk about that last week. Yeah, I got new tires on red.
He was running on dreads. He was running on belts.
That was it's worse than that. It got really bad. I pulled the front tires off, and the bands had busted on a couple of spots, and then I was showing wire on the inside.
That's a good.
Which means that my tie rods are about to start going out. I'm like, sick.
Yeah,
Yay. But so I'm gonna have to start nickeling and diming suspension parts. Dope.
Yep. Okay. I guess that's about it. All right. Do you guys have any questions? Got any mechanical questions? Automotive questions? You got old school, new school. So let's see if we can get some answers for you.
What do you guys think about the hutch setup?
Oh yeah. I finally got over there and got the video took of the top of his 1776 Snap-on super uber cool. That's a cool box. That's a cool toolbox. But yeah.
Hercules says I have a last gen Wyoming plate. Well, 2 of them right now.
Perfect.
And then Crazy Willie says, "Hey, Unc."
Hey.
Hola.
What state you living in, Willie? All right. Go lay down, baby.
Mimi, go.
Don't hit the camera. Go lay down.
Go, mama.
You want or need a Washington plate? Yes, he does.
Yes.
Go. Go lay down. Let's see what else. I had an interesting one today. It's a newer car issue. I ain't never seen it before. I've been dealing with Kias for a minute. Had a customer bring me a car. Said when she locks her car, her alarm goes off.
You like literal woo woo woo.
Yeah, like the panic. Like if you hit the panic button.
Yeah.
She locks it, walks away. She gets 3 steps away from it. Her alarm goes off.
Maybe it just misses her.
I was like, there's no way. And I duplicated it like instantaneously. I was like, that is weird.
Oh, it is doing it.
Yeah, it's doing it. Not throwing any codes, not throwing any like, hey, by the way, this is happening. Nothing. It's just beep, beep. 3 steps. Like, Jesus. Okay.
Did when he goes, ear, did it shuts off?
No.
What does she have to do to make it stop?
She has to open the door and hit the ignition button. And I was like, what in the world? So I got into the actual system, and come to find out the key fob was sending a consistent panic signal to the car.
So it was just actually the key fob that was messed up.
The key fob was, so like, I can, if it's a Kia and I'm using my Kia tablet, I can look up everything.
Yeah.
Anything imaginable. Like I can look up specs and all that, like from my tablet, right? And so in my tablet, I can see the signal that's being sent.
Oh, that's cool.
From the key fob to the car.
Okay.
So I'm like, lock, unlock, latch, lock again, lock, panic. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
So the car's doing what it's supposed to. It's just the fob's telling it to do the wrong thing.
It's Bob saying it's
and I ain't never seen that. I was like, well, that's weird.
Can't say that now.
Yeah, that was weird.
Hercules says he's going to send his out soon.
Cool.
Keith says, hey guys, rebuilding a Cleveland. Everybody says I should change the rod bolts. Only 325 HP, nice driver. Others say leave the rod bolts. They're okay.
Okay, my opinion on that is if you're not gonna go lay down. If you're not going super high performance, if you're just going for a fun driver, there's no reason for you to go spend the money for ARP anything. There's no reason. Those are high end, high horsepower, 600-700 horsepower of a small block. Yeah, then you need to upgrade your bolts. But when it comes to like put a little bit of cam in on it, put intake, so good exhaust. Sorry, I'm gonna sneeze. There's no reason to change out the bolts. I've never done it. I've never changed out rod bolts, main bolts. Now I built a monster of an engine long time ago, and I did go studs with it. Big block, they're 50 years old now. But if it's been apart for 30 of it, there's not a lot of stress on those bolts. I don't see the reason why.
I think it's all kind of what you want to do. Like if you want to prepare the motor for later on. So like if you want to go ahead and like you've got something peppy, but like you want to build it up later in life, go ahead and do it. That's the way I look at it, because you're just preparing for the inevitable. And that way the base of your build is already prepped and ready to accept all that power. So
that's a good point.
So I mean it's really, and that's what I love most about cars, is you can do it however you want to do it, but make sure that you do the research and you figure out like what is the kill zone for having to go to upgraded studs or whatever. But if you're never gonna touch that number, if you're like, I don't want to get 500-600 horsepower, like brand new head bolts, brand new rocker studs or rocker bolts, that'd be fine. But like ARP and all that, if you're not even going to get close to 500 horsepower, it's really not. It's really
it's
not
overkill.
needed.
It's overkill.
Yeah, it's really not needed.
Now, when you're talking about the newer stuff with the torque to yield stuff that you
Yeah.
can't reuse, then you don't have any choice to buy new. But when it comes to anything like say 85 and older, there's no reason for you to go aftermarket unless you're gonna like put the bottle on it, or like build it for a supercharger in the future.
Yeah.
There's no reason to.
Right.
I don't feel so.
I also, with that being said, the torque to yield bolts on the newer stuff, I honestly recommend going with ARP because you can reuse them. They're not considered torque to yield bolts.
Yep.
So, but if you go like on a newer engine, the squish is a lot more efficient on studs than they are bolts on the newer stuff. So take that and take that for what it's worth. But
agreed.
Agreed. When we build Red's motor, I'm gonna put studs on the heads, ARP studs, and that's like the only ARP we're gonna use because I don't want to have to rebuy another set of head bolts because they're $50 a set, and they only sell one head at a time. So that's $100 just for.
I think she's. If we hear a dog barking and stuff, I think we have a rabbit outside the door. Rabbit or squirrel.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Does it matter changing the rod bolts? Does like what he's going to be doing with the vehicle?
No.
Well, it depends. Okay, like you said, a mild build is 250 to 325 horsepower, which is a mild build, which is every fastener in that engine will handle that load. Factory.
Right.
Okay. Now, if he's going to go try to build a high-end, high compression and put a little bit of nitrous on it or put a supercharger on it or do something really spicy with it, then I would be replacing rod bolts and main bolts and stuff with higher end hardware because it's going to be producing that much more power. But for just a daily fun driver, I've never broke one, and I've reused mains, heads, everything. It's just there's
a lot of recommendations, and I've learned this working on newer cars. There's a lot of recommendations for bolts that need to be replaced or a line that needs to be replaced. Like there are some things where it's like this will be done. Like you read the terminology we'll say like on Kias there's a delivery pipe from the high pressure fuel pump to the fuel oil. It's a little metal pipe about that long. And literally any time that it says that needs to be removed, there's a big bold sentence that says, do not reuse pipe, put new pipe on. Stuff like that. It's like, okay, bolts, there's so much, because you got to think they're already grade 8 bolts.
They're better than that.
They're
already high tensile.
If they're anything over grade 8, I mean, that's a bolt. And we're talking old school bolts too, not new day.
The made in America stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, you're like 10.9 grade and 8 grade. Like there ain't a lot that's gonna make that bolt
go. Break.
But yeah, once you start touching the 500-600 horsepower, you might want to
upgrade.
Yeah, or you'll.
Good question though. Very good question.
Snap a cap. Yeah. Snap a cap bolt and hate your life.
I'm comfortable enough that even the big block that's getting all the machine work done, it's going to be using used bolts.
Yeah.
Use mains and use rods. Yeah.
Well, the difference is we'll chase everything. Everything's gonna get, all the threads are gonna get chased. So I mean, as long as you don't have debris in there where it can almost like cross thread.
I've never, you guys have all seen those videos of people doing MLSs and stuff, and they're torquing, and all of a sudden they snap a bolt off in the engine. Yeah, but I've never done that. All the years of using a torque wrench and building small blocks, big blocks, Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, never done it. Never happened.
You know where that's from? It's not lubricating the bolts.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like, so, growing up, like being around hot rodders and everything, before you put head bolts in, what do? Soak them in oil.
Soak them all, and you use and
you
like
let-
ARP
you-
has their own
Right. But you'd see it. You'd see videos. The guys building them, and they're
just dry.
literally, they're sitting in a bucket of oil, and you pull them out and you throw them in the head, right? So I was building a newer Kia small short block, and I was putting the head on. And what did I do? I had a little Tupperware that I keep at work. Sorry, honey. I keep a little Tupperware for stuff like that, right? And all it gets cleaned every time I use it, but it stays at work. It's my work Tupperware. Anyways, so I have head bolts soaking in oil, right? Because I keep a couple quarts in the workbench, so they're soaking in oil. And I put the head on, and I go to put the head bolts in, and they're just sopping wet and just bloop bloop in all the holes. And one of the guys come by, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm lubing up the head bolts so I can torque the head bolts down." And he's like, "You don't have to do that anymore." I'm like, "No,
It's kind of like a 10,000-mile oil change. No.
I just
See,
but
okay.
That's what I figured that out while working at Kia. It's because if you read because a lot of the guys that are coming into the industry or they're working on cars, they're reading it off of like kind of like the Haynes manual, kind of thing. It never once tells you, make sure your lifters are lubed, make sure your head bolts are lubed. Like all the old school tips and tricks that I've learned working with you and that I've learned being alongside like Mike and all those guys, nobody knows any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. And I'm like,
Yeah, the loss of information is not a good thing.
Like I saw him put a dry head bolt in and I about cringed. I was like, nope, I'm walking away. Nope.
Yep.
And then 20 minutes later, I hear ta, and it's like, shouldn't have done that.
Keith said I was just more thinking of the safety factor that fast forward 289 guy just built one and the rod bolt snapped, just worried about maybe it being old.
So, and so I will say that
Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
when you're going to build it, right? Again, it's your build. You do how you want. I'm just going to give you some info that I've learned dealing with some odds and ends. I have learned it's some bolts will have what's called a stress crack. It's not really seeable to the naked eye. And when you reuse bolts, old bolts, there is a possibility of a stress crack on those bolts, which cause failure at lower points.
Let's just say it this way. Okay. If you're comfortable using old boats, use old boats. I don't see any problem with it. But if you would be more at ease, spend a couple bucks, get some ARPs, and you ain't ever gotta worry about it.
Yeah.
Or it's all a matter of peace of mind.
Yeah. Or like
boo.
Yeah, you don't even have to do that. Just get some stock new bolts.
Well, I don't know if I would trust new production bolts for an old engine. If I'm gonna do that, go down to the parts store and buy a set of head bolts. I'm just gonna go ahead and spend the extra $20 or $30 and get ARPs.
Yeah.
Tried and true.
Right.
So that's what they do.
Right.
It isn't made in China and brought over here and put in an American box. No, it's ARPs made in-house in the country.
Right. No, I get that. No, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm just saying, like, I have seen like, oh, it's a good bolt, and then you put it in and it's like,
oops.
Oh God, that snapped off. Jesus.
Yep. Okay, great question though.
That was great. Yeah, great question.
Got any other questions?
Yeah.
Anybody else got anything else?
Holstead Garage said hi from Canadistan.
Canadistan?
It's what it says.
You mean Kazakhstan?
Canadistan.
Kazakhstan.
No.
Maybe?
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Anyway, Yo-Yo says, do you like open plenums? And Jerry Burnett says, I recently purchased an 85 GMC truck. The gas hand works, but when moving, the hand moves a lot, like the gas is sloshing around in the tank. Is this a floating sending unit problem or ground?
More generally, just the ground. The ground is corroded and it got bad. They're not made to be like super responsive inside the cab, especially even an 86 model, 85 model. So like on Bamalam, it goes, it doesn't, the slosh doesn't go boom, 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 boom like a tachometer. So if it's doing that, if it's bounced around like that, then you have a starting of a ground short for the tank sending unit itself. And what was the other one?
Open or new?
Open plenum.
Yeah.
Open plenum. Honest truth, open plenum, if you're not drag racing it all the time and driving on the street, open plenum is not a lot of fun because it's going to be cold natured. It's not going to idle good. You're going to have to sit there and flutter it for a while to get it warmed up before you build some heat.
Yeah.
But if you're going to drag races and you're pegging it every time, that's the way to go. I am kind of like in between. I like the air gaps, dual plane. They're a little bit more high rise. They get a little bit more RPM. But like on Bamalam, it's got a performer on it. On Texas Joy, it had a performer on it. I mean, it's a dual plane for the street, for fun, for drivability, for startup. Like right now, you can reach in the cab of Bamalam and just touch the key, and it fires right off and purrs like a kitten. And that's also with it's a quadrijet performer with a 1-inch spacer, for a Holly. So it's got a little bit more volume, but it's the idle characteristics that are great. So on the street, dual plane all the way. On the drag strip, open plenum.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to put a tunnel ram on something. And I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy, but I'm going to run a tunnel ram on something. Because I loved it. I got a picture of him sitting on the fender of my race car with 2 4s, big block, tunnel ram, and he's what, you're 7?
Oh, younger than that.
Yeah, and little bitty. So yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to have another tunnel ram. I'm going to sooner or later have a blower motor because the motor that was in that race car, I built it lower compression for a blower on purpose, but I never could come up with the dime. When you have kids and everything, money's tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I went tunnel ram instead.
We were just talking. We were talking about it at work. It's like, what would be the funniest thing that you would ever see blown? And somebody said that
PT Cruiser.
Well, so we started. We went down a rabbit hole.
Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, like we were like, what's the weirdest thing we could find blown? Like, there's guys that like that's all they want to do is just put blown motors and like
it just shoehorn and just anything.
Yeah,
just get the cutting torch and plasma cutter out and welder and just go to it.
Yep.
I got a motor. I got a transmission. I got rear end. We can make this work.
Yeah.
Where's the hammer?
Yeah.
Where's the torch?
Yeah. Who's got the sheet metal?
But you know what? Every once in a while, that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Just wake up one morning with a wild hair.
Yeah, I got this sitting over here, and I got that over there, and I got this. If we kind of like twisted it all together, it might work.
It might. Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun.
We still got to build a four-wheel drive. We still got to do a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah. We got to find a day in the 60s, though.
Yeah.
If we're going to build a 4-wheel drive, I ain't putting nothing less
well,
than
what we'd end up doing is the same thing we've done with everything else. It's going to be three different trucks to build one out of.
What are you talking about? We got a 4-wheel drive right out there?
I'm talking about a square body.
Oh. There's no
you want to do OBS? Well, fine. We still do. We would need a drivetrain and then a body, and then we need a couple of trucks to make one good one out of it.
Yeah.
If we do them like I do them, which is pull them out of the weeds, it's been sitting for 20 years. That are just complete clunkers.
Mm.
That reminds me, I gotta start moving stuff off the side of the garage and in the new shop.
Mm.
Your mom's getting tired of looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta bring the tractor over here one day and just use the power force and just
just moved everything.
move everything. Take 10 minutes.
Well, it'd take longer to load it than take it over there onto the forks.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but I did have to mow for the first time last weekend. Yay! I know you guys up on the East Coast, you ain't worried about it right now, but the middle of March is too early for to have to mow.
Yeah,
It's been a warm winter down here in the South.
Yeah, it's been bipolar. It was 96 on Saturday, and it's been nothing but 70s.
Yeah,
It was rainy this morning. It was so weird.
Yeah.
Mother Nature's playing with us.
Yeah.
Here she can't make up her mind.
She's teasing.
She can't make up her mind.
Okay, you guys got any questions? Anything automotive you guys like to know?
Judy says, Uncle Buck, I was telling Michael earlier today that older vehicles are better made because they can take a licking and keep on ticking, unlike newer vehicles.
You can take, like, even on Kenny's OBS, you can take a fender from, say, a 78 Chevy, and it thumps, boom, 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 boom. It would take a hammer hit. You can do that on that body, and it sounds tinny and thin. I mean, if you think about it, if they save 150 pounds a vehicle on fenders and hoods and stuff, and they make 1 million of them, that's a lot of weight they're not paying for to build a truck. And that's the way bean counters work. Even the 73 through 80 models are heavy duty trucks. The 81 to 87s, they're 300 pounds lighter on purpose. From the factory, they just lighten the ball up. They just start cutting holes in everything and Swiss cheese and everything, and just to save weight. I mean, it's once you've been around it enough and looked at enough of it, yeah, you can tell that fender weighs 45 pounds. That fender weighs 25 pounds. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
And they the older stuff will have been through the briars and been scratched up and everything, and they won't have a dent in them. But the new ones ain't that way.
Yeah.
I truly believe that my 09 model will not be around after 50 years like my 80 model is. Won't be around.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they will be, but they'll be unusable shape.
Well, I don't know. They're starting to, everything's starting to make a comeback because, like, I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, if I were to, because we were talking about like turning red into like a streetable, not like a street rod, but like something with a little more pep in it, and then like like we went down a rabbit hole. Anyways, so and then we got on the conversation of, well, what was if you were to buy, if money wasn't an option?
Oh yeah.
And like
what would you buy?
Like the Silverado. If you had to stick with a Silverado, what generation would you buy for a daily? Just for a daily, or like a hauler or whatever, like for a work truck, what year would you buy? But it had to be a newer one.
Oh.
And we were like, that's kind of hard, because what do you consider newer? The 07 to 13s, those are newer, but they're still almost 12 years old now, 13 years old. The newest one is 13 years old.
Mine is 17 years old this year.
Yeah, it's going to hit.
Had it since it's brand new. 17 years now.
Right.
180,000 miles.
So then I'm like, okay, so what? We talking 14 and up? And then you got the 14 to 18s, which were crap, had AFM in them. And then you got the 19 to 26s that are all front ends are, no offense to anybody that owns one, including Presley's. I don't like front ends on them. I like how simple the Tahoes look, which is why I like the Tahoes. But the Silverados just got too much going on. Yeah,
they really tried. The engineers are really went overboard.
Yeah, but I think like if I had to pick just on like looks, I'd probably go with the 14 to 18 if I had to be newer. But I'm like, I can't stand that AFM crap.
Well, Santana was talking about that the other day at the machine shop. You know that delete kit is expensive. That is
Not only that.
That delete kit is. She says it's terribly expensive, and it's getting worse. She says they're getting more expensive as they go.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's crazy is you can buy the kit and delete it. Guess what? You still got to go get it deprogrammed.
Yeah, she said that too. And then you got to get
And then you got to because you can't just walk up with like my OBD2 reader and be like, take this system out. No, you have to physically go in and tune it, and you can't just be like, I want to tune this car. No, you have to buy the credits for the VIN to tune the VIN.
Yeah, they're figuring out all kinds of ways to get money out of it.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the local guys used to work at a Chevy dealership here locally, Harry Robinson, and he got his hands on the tuner, and he can tune and all that, but he was telling me when I was working at O'Reilly's that he had to pay $500.
Yeah, to GM
credit.
Yeah, to GM.
And I'm like, oh no.
They're figuring out ways of coming and going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway to gouge the public.
Yeah, but
I truly believe. I know I'll probably end up someday buying a new car for the wife, but I don't think from this point on I'll ever get another payment on a truck. I've got Bamalam running. I got White Wedding sitting right outside the door. Roscoe, go lay down. Sorry about that. Go lay down. Be nice. Go Bug Presley. We got any questions?
Yo-Yo says he got an 81.
Good truck.
Yep.
81. What kind of shape is it? Is it a Chevy? Is it a GMC? Is it a heavy half, long bed, short bed, crew cab, 1 ton?
I want a 1 ton.
Yep. Oh, there's a guy selling in Watts, Oklahoma today. There's a guy selling a 78 model Camaro for $650.
Mm.
I thought, yeah, the trailer is right there. There's gas in the truck, but it's just a carcass. But it's still a 78. Nose cones on it, tail ends, tail lights, headlights, all there. All the glasses there. No interior.
Rolling chassis.
Rolling chassis. No title.
That's no.
Yeah, and that was the whole part. I got to the bottom, and I was like, okay, I can do that. Okay, I got some sort of parts. Okay, I got motors. I got transmission. Okay, I got rear ends. Okay. Hey, no title. Damn it.
That's why you want $600 for it.
That's what we want $650 for. You just want to move off this place up in the bushes. Dadgummit.
Yeah. Well, it's okay because we were talking. I've been looking on for like a little daily, and there's a guy out in Boonville. He's got a little Ranger. He saw him for $1,000.
There you go. Can't go wrong with an S10 or Ranger, or what's the Chrysler version of that?
Chrysler?
Or Dodge version of that?
Dakota.
Dodge Dakota, yep. Little mini trucks. You know, those came up. You know why S10s and Rangers, all of them came up? It was the gas crunch.
Yeah.
See, people still wanted the pickup truck, but they didn't want the pickup truck gas mileage. So GM came up with the 4-cylinder 5-speed.
That's the only reason. That's the only way I'll drive a little mini truck again. Is it's gotta have a little slapper.
Manual.
Yeah.
He's kicking himself because Cody, my younger brother, used to have a little
standard Ranger.
Didn't you have a Dakota?
I had a Dakota, yeah, and it had a 5-speed in it.
And you beat the living hell out of the truck.
No.
I've seen videos.
There's beating it, and there's what I did.
Yeah. Whole different level.
Yeah, man, let me tell you, when I went wheeling in that thing, I was off the limiter the whole time. Let me tell you, I got to give it to that little Dakota. It took every little bit of it. Never left me stranded.
I've seen the videos with
Yeah.
people in the cab with them. Yeah, it was not fun to watch.
It was violent. It was, and let me tell you, I was yanking and
yanking
ripping
gears
and
the whole
clutching,
time,
and
yeah.
I was grinning ear to ear, and then we were just going. That was a fun little truck. And the guy I bought it off a guy on base. I paid $200 for it. Had little to no interior. Had it
was three kinds of ugly.
it was three kinds of ugly, but yeah, I didn't have any
He
wheels.
didn't care.
I didn't care. And it had a 5-speed in it, and it shifted fine. The clutch was brand new, and I was like, let's go roast these tires. And yep.
He found every mud hole in California you could find.
Yep. And that little Dakota was 2-wheel drive too.
Yeah. You ever get stuck?
Nope.
There you go.
Nope.
Hit that puddle fast enough, it just skips right across top like a stone. A very bumpy stone, but it skips like a stone.
Yeah, I was gonna say it did not like to bounce.
Mm.
But then you know what you should do? You should take a Dakota and make a trophy trip.
Okay, that's a good question for you guys. What was the worst beater that you ever owned that surprised you of how well it lasted? Good way, yeah, just absolute ugly ass beater, but never let you down.
Nope. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That would be the Dakota. Yep.
And mine was the '69 Ford F100. Yeah, it was a beater, but it never left me stranded. I drove it back and forth to work for like 7 years, and with the FE motor in it, with a dead cylinder in it, and got it hot, running out of oil. Had tires peel on it and try to take fenders out, things like that. But we drove that sucker back and forth to work for 7 years, and never let me down. Never left me stranded. You know.
Yeah, it's funny when you think about it, like how much you at the time you were like, you know, all right, I got to do what I got to do to, you know, get some wheels underneath me and, you know, get to and from work, and then.
But sometimes you get lucky,
and then you blink and realize, damn, I'm on this thing for a minute.
Yeah,
and it's still going.
Yeah, and it surprises you. You think when you get into them that they're not going to last, and then they do end up lasting and being one of the better vehicles you'd had, even though it was just god awful ugly and just beat to pieces. But it never let you down.
Nope. But every time you hit the key, it fired right up.
Fired right up.
Let's see. Exit says, "Sorry, gents, late today."
I'm disappointed.
No problem.
Robert says, "Hello, Buck. So,
Hello.
F-250, 105,000 runs the original electrics. What distributor and electrical control box should I get?" Then Keith said, 76 Oldsmobile Cutlass 4-door. Exit says 94 Chevy Cavalier VL 2.2 engine. I beat the shit out of it. Parts, tires were cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We had Illumina. Same engine.
Yep.
That 3.1 liter. Yeah. V6. Yeah. I mean, yeah, those Cavaliers, almost bought Trisha Cavalier instead of the Formula. But the guy had title issues. We bought the Formula instead.
Had fuel pump issues.
It had fuel pump issues, yeah. Until I decided to go AC Delco instead of the cheap stuff. Yeah, we've all had that car. When it comes to the distributor, going back just straight up factory parts. I mean, new old stock parts, not a Amazon knockoff part. I mean, when it comes to the older stuff like that, get genuine Motorcraft or whatever it's Motorcraft, Chevy, AC Delco, Fomoco, whatever it is, whatever brand it is, get a factory part. And if you don't get factory part, the only brand that I would even recommend would be for distributors would be Pertronics or MSD. Yeah, that's the only two brands I would recommend. I mean, everything else is fly by night. fly-by-night Temu knockoffs, from China. Get a genuine. You're going to pay a little bit more. You're going to pay more, but you'll be, in the long run, to be way better off. You're buying one time instead of buying 4 times. Same period. And that's what I went through with the fuel pumps in Patricia's car. We went through 6 or 7 of them before I finally just said, I am tired to sick to death of this. And it went AC Delco part and never had a problem after. Yeah. But for a year and a half, it was like every month changing a fuel pump. An in-tank fuel pump.
Boy, I tell you what, though. Wendell got really good at that.
Because I was working a lot and I had my friend do it. And he had to cut that exhaust every time. Cut that exhaust down because in a 3rd gen Camaro Firebird, the exhaust is tucked up next to the gas tank. So you have to cut the exhaust off to get the gas tank down to get to the pump. Because Wendell was not one of those mechanics where he would cut a hole in the floorboard with a flapper. That ain't his style. He's going to do it the right way. And that's why even with my sisters, my mom, anybody needs anything done, they go to Wendell.
Yeah. And eventually, when he retires, they'll come to me.
Holstead Garage says 2003 Ford Expedition 5.4 Triton.
Yo.
2-valve rear wheel wells rusted out.
Yep.
Paint chipped and peeling off the back. Currently has 428,000 kilometers on it.
Yeah.
And still running strong.
Kilometers. Canada.
It's
a kilometer.
Hey, listen, I grew up northern Wisconsin. I'm a blood brother. I don't care. Canadian people are some of the best in the world.
Yeah. Until it comes to the Olympics. Or a hockey game.
No.
Mm-hmm. Not political.
Honest truth, I'm not quite for sure, but I would almost bet a good majority of the professionals, hockey players are Canadians.
They are.
They are, yeah.
They are.
I'm not saying they're not, but I mean,
It's
to play on
equivalent.
Team USA,
It's equivalent to 265,946.
Still got your beat. 306.
And counting.
And counting.
In an 04 model. 02 model, yeah.
An 02 model.
He said, "Oh, too soon."
Yeah. Love it. Yep. I had a buddy that had an Explorer. Those 5.4 Triton motors, they're some of the work that is like, I will never, ever, ever, ever own a Triton motor. And it's not because I'm a Chevy guy. It's they make so many specialized tools.
Oh yeah.
For working on 5.4 Tritons, 3-valve or 2-valve. I don't want any part of it. Like, I've had cars come to the dealership for an oil change that has a 5.4 in it, and I've given the RO back. Like, that is how religious I am about it. Like, I do not want to deal with it.
Yeah, I admit, for 10 years you were in the military, you've probably seen everything under the spectrum.
Oh, yeah. No, it's no, I've had buddies like do a tune-up. Just a tune-up. And the metal in the heads are so soft that they strip the threads out of the head.
Oh.
And they have to they sell heel coil sets specifically for the 5.4 Triton.
Okay.
It's they're
known.
Yeah, they're known. Yeah, they're well known. But yeah, no, it's
sounds like the Yugo of my day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how Yugos? You're going to have hell going 60 miles per hour. You get in a wreck, you're going to die. You go to the gas station, you're going to get $5 for the gas.
Exit says, I put the cheapest muffler I could find. This was pre-Amazon / eBay, and got a thrush welded muffler. It was so loud inside that Cavalier. the OE muffler was in the high 80s.
Yeah.
Thrush, $40.
Yeah.
Keith said just north of Edmonton, Canada, Alberta.
Mm.
Exit says the 2V 5.4 was way superior to the 3V.
2-valve 5.4. Yeah.
Yeah, the 3-valve was just god awful.
You know,
And I will say, I remember when I was 16 years old, I just got my license, and we took that 79 down to see old Mr. Pac-Man in Salsaw.
Oh yeah.
Jim. Went to go see Jim, and me and Dad, we were talking about it. He's like, "What kind of muffler do you want on it?" And I was like, "Ah, the Flowmaster. I want a thumper." And Jim goes, "Let me tell you, son."
Jim.
He said, "You want a Flowmaster? Give me $200." I said, "Oh." He said, "Would you want a Flowmaster if you only had to give me 60?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Give me $60. I have some thrush down here in a minute."
That's Jim.
Yeah,
That's spot on, Jim.
Like I still remember this. And he's like, he was an old school muffler guy. So I mean, he's been doing it for so long. Like he was welding, not even looking at it, just
talking,
just talking, shooting.
You went to the muffler shop for the show.
Yeah, and he was doing his thing, and finally we got done and fired it up, and I was like, "Wow, that sounds amazing." He goes, "Dude, thrush is cheap Flowmasters, but it's the same thing.
Yeah,
it just doesn't have a Flowmaster name on it." And that is always stuck with me. That 79, probably to this day, still running around with Jim's.
Oh yeah,
those mufflers that Jim welded on, those thrush mufflers, and that was my first introduction to aftermarket exhaust. And it was don't buy the hype. And then what did I do? My second set of aftermarket muffler, I bought the Flowmaster Delta Series 10.
I had like the mufflers that I just put on Bamalam. They're no names, and they were presents from the neighbor. He had them on his Mustang, and it sounded great, and it still sounds great.
No,
but they don't have any markings on there. They look like a Flowmaster. They don't sound like a Flowmaster. They're close, but it just says inlet and outlet on the front and back cover. No names, no nothing. But it's 3 inches in, 3-inch out. And I use chunks of your old tailpipe to make the loops over the transmission mount and stuff.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah.
No. Go lay down.
So yeah. So Bamalam now has a combination of old and new. I had enough aluminized pipe and stuff from the neighbor, but I had to do one section about 18 inches long of old pipe that I had to weld in. That was it. Just it's got all the aluminized on it, and the header, the mufflers are aluminized, so they won't rust. And I got one section on the passenger side about that long, from the header flange to aluminized pipe to make it get past the back of the cab, so I didn't suffocate myself. But yeah, but I made it all myself. Welded it all up, cut it up, and fitted it all up myself. And it took me 2 days, but I got it done, and I'm paying the price for it. And it's like God was listening to me. I happened to be out from underneath the truck, and my phone rings, and it's a lift company catching up from months ago where I was thinking about it. We might make a deal. We might make a deal.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'll ever lay on the ground. Like I still lay on the ground for some stuff, like big, 3/4 ton, 1 ton trucks.
My body just don't like it anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm about to be 58 years old, and it does not like getting up and down off a creeper.
Yeah.
Continuously. Yesterday, I almost couldn't walk. I mean, I was so beat up.
Right. Well, and it's like me. I'm kind of spoiled because I find myself even like I said, I don't. We have one truck. Right. We have one truck lift. It's a 2-post, but it's rated for 15,000 pounds.
No, so big lift.
Yeah, big lift for 1 tons, 3/4 tons.
I don't mean to interrupt, okay, but Halo sent me a thing 2 days ago about it's a 2-post lift, but it's only got one post on it. It's got a big platform on the bottom, and it's only rated for 6,000 pounds. But it's got 4 arms on it, and it's like $3,000. But it's a single. It's got a single ram, bolts to the floor, and you drive up next to it. It's not a 2-post. It's a 1-post.
I've never seen one of those.
I was going to ask if you.
No. But
Okay.
like,
and it looks funky. It looks like something off Star Trek.
I've seen them, but I've never used one, and I don't think I'll ever.
I don't know if I trust. Not for like a 5,000-pound truck like Bamalam is.
No.
Yeah.
But I find myself being so spoiled with a lift now that like even like the small basic stuff like doing a patch job, I'm like, oh my god, I need a lift, and I'm like, wait, I don't. Well, floor jack.
Keith said, had an 08 F350 6.4 liter. Yikes, it was absolutely a spotless, beautiful truck. I just sold it last summer, dodged a bullet. Judy said, Kenny, how do you keep everyone out of that nice toolbox?
With a lot of aggression.
And locks.
And a big hammer.
I don't have one of those, but.
Exit says, right now my 95K 1500, I'm running another Thrush welded muffler. No way I'm spending cha-ching on a Flowmaster. I will drop a lot of money for a Magnaflow.
Yeah.
Michael says, hello, Uncle Buck and Kenny and Miss Presley. I just got home from the council meeting. Dog catcher Darren said, my friend Alex bought a square body that backfired from hell. We drove it home and people in the house party thought we were shooting at them while driving past them on the street. His nickname now is the Brown Bomber.
The Brown what?
Oh, Brown Bomb.
Oh, I got you. That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, the neighbors weren't liking me much with the open headers on Bamalam for a while because I was driving up and down the road. I tried doing it during the day. I didn't do it at night because I knew they get pissed at night. But, you know, I've got Harley guy up here. I got Mustang guy over there. I've got extra tire military over here. You know, I mean, I got a lot of really good neighbors, you know, but I got a lot of little old ladies too. You know, and so you try to be, you know, nice and not be obnoxious, you know, at night.
Well, there's this dude where we live. There's this dude, and he rides a Banshee, a Yamaha YZ250 Banshee, and he ain't got but I think like 4 inches of pipe.
Oh, so you hear him coming in going.
Yeah. And it's at what, 9:30, 9 o'clock?
Yeah, it's
just rapping
every night.
And I'm like, bruh.
Every night.
Yeah, people work, dude.
Yeah, like I get it, you know.
It never fails. It's right after the boys go to sleep too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I get it, you know.
Maybe that's because I'm just older and I don't appreciate when people do that to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've always understood that, like, and I think I learned that lesson very young in life. Like when people are sleeping, like, be fucking quiet.
Be what?
Be quiet, because there was a conversation that was had between somebody and his wife and his children that if dad is sleeping, somebody and he gets woken up by us, somebody better be sick, dead, dying, or breaking into the house.
God, you make me sound like I was an ogre.
But that taught a very valuable lesson of respect for people's sleep.
And also being like deployed for over a year on an aircraft carrier also.
When you're living
in your rack, leave me the hell alone.
Yeah, well, you gotta also think you're in a room of 80 racks.
Yeah.
80 guys, and we're all living 6 inches apart.
Yeah, be respectful.
And you learn real quick. Shut up.
Yeah.
You have a 45-year-old first class come out of his rack. Damn, you youngsters don't shut up.
I have it.
Piss off A1. Push it. Crap.
G-rated.
G-rated, Dad. I'm sorry. Sorry, YouTube.
Hey, listen. I worked construction most of my life, and everything was a blank in this and a blank in that and a blank in this. But I could turn it off when I walked in the house when they were little. He can't too. He just chooses not to. It can be done. I did it.
It's crazy. It's like he says that to me every time, verbatim.
And it still does not sink in. It's like he's chrome plated in the head. It just doesn't get there.
Michael said, G-rated, Kenny. God.
You guys got any other questions? Anything you want to talk about?
So, what is your cam to carb setup and why?
Cam to carb.
Last week, in the last 2 minutes of the episode, I said, this is a question I want you to think about.
Oh.
You have
Cam to carb.
one cam and one carb. What's your dream setup? What's your preferred setup for a street rod? So, like, if you wanted to put it in Bamalam right now, like if money wasn't an option, nothing. If you had a combo, what would it be and why?
It'd be a big block.
Well, no, the cam carb.
Oh, cam. It would be a 280 or 292, somewhere in that range, advertised duration, camshaft with about 108 to 110 degree lobe separation, and tunnel around with 2.4s. Carb. I mean, 2.400 CFM, 2.450 CFM hollies.
Vacuum secondary or no?
No, the 450s are just they're mechanical.
Okay.
But it's because of the tunnel ram. It has dual squirters, and so you get a lot more shot when you hit the throttle to fill that air hole with the tunnel ram off idle, and it helps out. But that would be mine. Or if I'm just going cam and carb, it's my go-to. It's a 280, 292 duration, advertised duration with a 750 vacuum secondary holly. That's my jam. That pretty much goes on.
It just works very well together for you.
It works really good. Always has, always will.
Okay.
Exit says went to his local Napa and got a Ford solenoid for his 74. He's gonna finally fire it up tomorrow. He said, "Thank you very much for the conversation. You guys are awesome. Look forward to hearing from you again. Goodbye from Canada."
Goodbye. We'll be here again, same time on Tuesday next week.
Holstead Garage said, "What cam would you recommend to put in a 289 to hop it up a little?" And Judy Gantlett said, "Kenny, your loud motorcycle neighbor sounds like our neighbor who has a loud sound system in his truck that shakes the windows of neighbors' houses."
289 for the street for fun to drive. 260 to 268 advertised duration cam. That's about 215, 218 off the card at 500ths of an inch. Still run all the vacuums, still run the brakes. Easy to tune, fun to drive.
Very mild.
Very mild, but very peppy. Low end,
Yeah.
which means it'll be a lot of fun. Street light, a lot of fun around the corners. That's where I would go. Then that's probably exactly what we're going to go in. Christina's 66 Mustang is going to be about a 260, 265, 268 duration cam. That's the biggest I'm going because it'll still run all accessories and it'll still be nice and peppy and fun to drive.
Yeah.
And because, Christina is very much just, I turn the key, I put it in gear, I drive it and enjoy it. I don't want to have to, warm it up, do all kinds of crazy things, pump it 3 times, switches. Turn the key on, put it in gear and drive it. That's what she wants to do, and that's the way we're going to make it. So it's not going to be hot. It's not going to have ported heads. It's not going to have aluminum anything. It might have an intake on it and an exhaust system, but it'll be a mild, turbo mufflers to be quiet because she's not into loud. 260 to 268 duration.
Exit says for the cam and carb, 282 cam, 110 LSA, Carter AFB 750 for the Ultimate Cruiser.
Chrysler guy. Dodge guy.
I was gonna say 282. Yeah.
Dog Catcher said we got kicked out of a self-service car wash for tuning my 70 Mustang, revving it up super loud.
Yeah.
Then this little Indian owner guy said, "This ain't no mechanic shop. We tore out, left with a smoky burnout."
And there you go. That's what
Exit
it
says 280, 282 comp Magnum cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of with you. Like on the LSs, their durations are a little different.
Yeah, they are completely
So
different.
like, yeah, they're well, I wouldn't say they're completely different because they're still, you have your intake and exhaust lobes, and it's camshaft's camshaft, but it's the duration timing on them is different. So like, I found
everything is computer controlled on it.
yeah, like I found a 287 cam. They call it the toe cam on Texas Speed. It's a 287 cam, and it's like that sounds my speed. Right
Well,
now. Like a
okay,
toe cam.
see, the proviso on that one is like LS engines, they don't run off a vacuum. Like the brakes ain't run off the vacuum. Like in the older stuff, your brake boosters, if they don't have a mechanical, they have a vacuum assisted brake, and there's systems, the heaters are run off of, the controls of the heaters are run off of vacuum, things like that. The newer stuff is all electronic. So you can pretty much, as long as you can get a tune on it through the computer, you can put whatever you want in them. But when it comes to old school, have to have vacuum accessories on it, 260, 268 duration is as big as you're going to get without affecting that.
Right. Well, and like you do lose stuff too. Like if you for like an LS swap, right? So like if you do like a 287 cam or a 290 or
Whatever
even get up to like the 300s, right? You're still losing because the booster still gets vacuum assistance.
It does?
Yeah, it's still vacuum
It's not
assistance.
electronic?
No.
Oh, I didn't. I was assuming that
I don't know.
LS engines like my truck with my 5.3 liter didn't have a vacuum assisted anything.
Yeah, it's
I thought
not.
It was all electronic.
No, it's still vacuum assisted.
Oh,
yeah, it's not as heavily as the
dependent.
Yeah, heavily dependent, but it's still there. That's where the softness comes in, and then you get pressure. So like you'll still lose that. So the brake, if that makes sense,
It gets spongy.
It'll get real spongy.
See, like on a Bambalam, if it didn't have enough vacuum for brakes, it would be like there's no brake booster at all. It'd be almost like there's no brakes.
Yeah,
it would be just hard. It'd be a hard pedal. Wouldn't hardly stop itself anything. That's why you have to pay attention to the duration on the cam to bleed off the vacuum. If you bleed off too much vacuum, then you ain't got no brakes, and that ain't no fun.
Yeah, like for like your truck, it's the ABS module acts as the junction block,
Right.
and then the ABS module uses the electric pump. That's what sends
Okay, so
a secondary
what part
pressure.
needs a vacuum then?
The booster.
Oh, okay.
Booster is still vacuum assisted.
Okay. But after that, then you're done with the ABS system.
Yeah, and then once you get into the ABS, then it's electrically driven, but you got to get it to the ABS module.
I got you. So it's not as problematic,
right?
as with like an older vehicle.
Yeah, like if you lost vacuum, now like you still need vacuum. Don't get it twisted. You still need a vacuum.
Yeah,
you still need for the.
It wouldn't suck the air and fuel ratio into the cylinders if it didn't have vacuum.
Right. Well, you wouldn't be able to calculate your manifold absolute pressure. You wouldn't be able to calculate your fuel pressure regulator.
Okay, I got you.
You wouldn't be able to do a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
If you lost vacuum, so you gotta. There's a.
See, I learned something new today.
Yeah. There's still even with doing a cam in like an LS, you'll still affect the vacuum on it and the like how the motor responds. Even with a tune, it will drastically affect if you go too big too fast. Just like on old school stuff.
Okay, I got you. Do we have any questions?
Dog catcher says our neighbor thought we got shot, came out while me and Alex started the Mustang, then it backfired loud after being 180 out of timing, loaded with 100 octane. He thought someone did a drive.
That was a hot shot. That was hot.
What time?
Boom.
What time is it, Press?
Almost 8:30.
It's almost. We done an hour and a half already.
76 minutes.
Wow. Okay. Well. Yep. He has to work in the morning. I have to work in the morning, and that's why we started doing it at 7 o'clock instead of 8 because they were getting home way late. So we're gonna call it a night. Think about questions for next week. Remember, send me those license plates. I got a nice little wall picked out for put them all in. I want every 50 states and stuff like that. What else? Don't forget if you guys are anywhere near, if you guys need some work done, B&A Engine Works, and don't forget the super links down below for the Summit and JEGS. And check out a t-shirt if you want a t-shirt, and help support the channel. You guys are great. I look forward to this all week long, and after working all day long, he comes down here too, but we're going to the race this Saturday. There'll be I'll put a lot of stuff up about that, and we'll make some videos about that. And if you guys have any questions, my email address is down there below. I mean, I answer questions for people almost every day. So appreciate all you guys, and we really can't wait till next week now.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.